What's up, guys? It's the kid backpack Grizzly. Salute to all the backpackers in Orlando for a meeting, and I decided to stop over here, what is known as the Icon Park. And I wanted to chop it up with you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys about something. As you know, Colombia is like one of those countries that build algorithms. Colombia is always a topic of conversation, and people are always asking questions about Colombia. You know, as they ask, they're always asking questions about tips and tricks. You know, a lot of Airbnb questions. Where should I stay? So on and so forth. And check the spot out, by the way. The spot is pretty dope. So if you guys ever decide, it's kind of like a mini Dave & Buster's. And a lot of people are out here. A lot of people are out here because of, you know, Thanksgiving break, so on and so forth. As I was saying earlier, guys, as you know, Colombia is like one of those places that build algorithm. And people are always asking questions about Colombia as far as, you know, what's a good place to stay, what's a good Airbnb to stay at, what's a good hotel to stay at, so on and so forth. And what I'm starting to realize is that there's a topic of conversation, or there's a particular question that a lot of people ask me. And one of the questions they always ask is, what is your thought process on the state that Colombia's in? I do understand where the question is coming up too, because it is a situation where people are getting drugged, they're getting robbed, you know, people are getting killed, unfortunate things like that. And it's crazy because I've been to Colombia many times, and it's been a good time every time I go. So when I think about Colombia, Colombia is always looked at to be rough around the edges. And when I say rough around the edges, I'm using that term metaphorically, meaning when you go beyond the edge, like when you're looking at it from afar, you start to think about the most egregious, gruesome things and think about all these stories that people talked about. But when you go beyond the edge, beyond the circumference, and go actually into Colombia, you start to realize, yo, this shit is dope. This is not what I heard about. And at that point, you actually really discover what that country's about. And that's the thing about Colombia, man. And it's just like every other country. Like, you think about the United States, you hear all types of shit that happen in the States. Does that stop people from going to Miami? Does that stop people from going to Orlando to go to Disney? Does that stop people going to California to go to Disneyland? It doesn't. So you have to sit there and really think about it, right? Let's just say you decide to put Colombia on the back burner for a little bit. I get it. You want to put Colombia on the back burner. You decide you want to go to another country to see what it's like. I get it. When you dig in and you do the same research that you did for Colombia, for the so-called new country that you're planning on going to, you'll start to discover a pattern. You'll start to discover the same shit that's happening in Colombia is actually happening in this country that you're planning on going to. I kid you not. What are you going to do? Are you just not going to travel? Like I said, are you going to stop traveling? Because there's bad apples in every country you go. We got to get back to the basics. We got to get back to the basics. We got to get back to staying in the hotels. Stop going off the grid. Stop hitting the streets with your jewelry and your phone out, so on and so forth. That shit is ridiculous. Because what's happening is you're becoming a target, and you are actually feeding into the bullshit that's going on in Colombia. I don't know if you guys remember when I told you that my boy almost got robbed in Medellin. Come to find out, he didn't have jewelry on, but come to find out, he had his cell phone out and about. Luckily, he was able to get away and nothing happened. Things like that are the reason why you're a target. People are running up on you because you got your cell phone out in your hand, you got jewelry hanging out on your neck, and, you know, it just makes you a simple target. People are hungry. People are hungry, man. People want to eat. So if you're going out there looking like a meal, like I said before, time and time again, they will definitely make you a meal. They will make you exactly what you want to be. Let's get back to the basics. Like I said, you know, sometimes forget the Airbnbs, go to a hotel where the security is a little more top-notch. If you want to have somebody come over your spot, some of these Airbnbs are put in place with security for them to protect you, because they know what could possibly happen if you go to an Airbnb with a friend of yours and things could easily go left. So don't be upset if you go to an Airbnb and they start asking for ID. This shit is put in place to actually protect you. You know what I mean? It's put in place to protect you, because we know the most egregious things has happened. People are getting left in their room butt-ass naked and all their shit is gone. So don't be upset at that shit, man. Don't be upset at it. Embrace it. And like I said, go back to the basics. Since we're on the topic of Colombia, you guys remember this place? No.
What's his name?
Ray. I don't need it. It's okay. No, it's okay. That's good. I actually had to leave that location. I had someone I had to go meet, so I'm actually walking into the mall right quick. besides it started raining. Try to create a buddy system when you go to Colombia, where you could actually go there with somebody. Not saying that's going to change the effect of what could possibly happen. You guys remember when I went to Colombia and I met Jessa, he was able to show me specific locations that I'd never actually been to, which was pretty dope. And having that buddy system made it more comfortable when you're actually traveling with someone that is familiar with the area that you're going to. It doesn't mean that something's not going to happen, but the percentage of risk is a little lower opposed to you just actually going there by yourself and just weighing it out. You know what I mean? Don't mind me, I'm in the mall right quick. I had to actually run up in here to get a few things. I ran into Macy's. They be having some great attire for my whole fitness thing. And like I said, if you decide you want to not go to Colombia, I totally get it. If you decide you want to put Colombia on the back burner, that's fine. But what I do want to say is don't completely turn your back on Colombia, because you will be missing out a great deal. Colombia will have so much of an impact on you. By the time you actually leave Colombia to go back to your home country, you will already be planning a trip back to Colombia. I kid you not. And if I'm lying, everybody that's been in Colombia, go in the comment section if I'm lying. How many times have you thought about going back to Colombia and you haven't even left yet? You're still in Colombia and you're already planning a trip back. These are good topics. These are good topics and good conversation to have, because for the folks that never been to Colombia, it kind of puts the perspective and it kind of puts the thought process out there of staying on your P's and Q's, what you may actually run into if you go to Colombia. Other than that, yes, you go out there, have a great time, make friends, meet the locals, and ask questions on where I should go, where you shouldn't go, where should I be, so on and so forth. And if they're able to answer these questions, ask them to bring you. Say, yo, I'll buy you lunch. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up with them. Tell them, listen, I'll buy you lunch. Let's go out there. Let's go hang out. Let's do something. Because oftentimes, if they're able to sit there and answer your questions, they won't have a problem bringing you out. You know what I'm saying? If they're cool enough to answer your questions and chop it up with you, ask them, say, yeah, hey, I'll buy you lunch. Come chop it up with me. Where's the nice place to go eat? Where's the nice place to go party? Where should I go? Where shouldn't I go? Come show me around. The worst they could say is no. And who cares at this point? So like I said, have a buddy system, travel with people that actually been to Colombia, meet up with the locals. If you're traveling with someone that never been to Colombia, that's cool too, because it's two people, that's two sets of eyes in case of any weird shit happen. Do the research. A lot of these content creators that you guys follow, they don't have a problem answering questions. And if they do have a problem answering questions, the worst that's gonna happen is they're just gonna ignore you. They're not gonna answer your question. That's the worst that's gonna happen. Who cares? But it's better that you ask than assume, you know what I mean? But other than that, guys, it's the Kid Backpack. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share the video, and it is what it is, man. Viva la Colombia. Make sure you guys go out there and spread it to the locals and pour into the economy. I'm about to go ahead and finish my shopping, do what I need to do. Peace and love. Grizzllly. Comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah.